Oh, he's sending a friend request. Okay, cool. There we are. All right, guys. I apologize if I'm commentating. It sounds a bit formal, but I got to do it for the video. Sit back though and enjoy. Chill Series number 8. Here we go. Getting into the grand finals. We have Angel Aranibar, Angel Toxic versus Vaughn. It's Vaughn 120. So very excited here to get into the grand finals set here. Angel here, Angel Toxic. He's going to be running a Pikarom deck list, while Vaughn is running an ADP list. I don't believe that this Pikarom list is actually running hammers, which is a little bit interesting. Most Pikarom deck lists that you see these days are going to be running hammers, especially after the rotation happened. But I don't believe that that Angel is running hammers in his list. Let me double check real quick, so I don't sound silly. I am silly. Yes, he is running 4 hammers, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Getting right into it, though, we're going to be watching this game from the perspective of Vaughn, the ADP player, and he's actually going to start his game with Hoopa, which is very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Let's go and take a look at his deck list here. So Vaughn, he's running 3 Zacians, 2 ADP, 2 Dedenne, 2 Mawile, 1 Crobat, 1 Hoopa, as we see here, and then 1 Eldegoss V. He's going to start the game with that Hoopa in the active spot and a Dedenne in hand with a Quick Ball, as well as 2 Cherish Balls. So definitely has a lot of things in his hand that he can use. In terms of energy, though, he only has that Rainbow energy in his hand. Not something that he particularly loves to use early in this game, in case he does get hammered here from the Pikarom, but I suppose he's going to be able to Cherish Ball, find those ADPs, maybe another Dedenne, whatever he'd rather do here. He can't Air Balloon onto the Hoopa, so he definitely has some options. He's going to choose to go second, though. Angel here, he's going to be going first. He's going to start off the game with the Vikavolt, put that Bolton down on the bench, and he's going to attach 1 energy to the Vikavolt, meaning he probably does not have a switch in hand. He does not, so he's going to place a Tapu Koko Prism Star, and then just go ahead and pass his turn. Now Vaughn here, plenty of cards in his hand. He's going to, kind of figure out what he's going to want to do next. Looking at Vaughn, so he will grab the ADP here with the Cherish Ball. Interesting to see if he decides to grab a Mawile with that Cherish Ball, and then maybe play it before he Dedenne's out. It might not be that smart. He might want to wait later in the game for that Mawile until Angel has a bigger hand. Can always Dedenne it out, but he's got a really big hand here and a lot of cards that he doesn't necessarily have any opportunity to play at this point. So we'll see what he does. Right now he's going to look through his deck, go ahead and try to figure out his prize cards. Definitely really good strategy, I would say, going into this game. Being able to search your deck early on, definitely really powerful. You want to get an idea of what your prize cards are, get an idea of what's in your deck, so that you can plan for the rest of the match here. And he will. He's going to go out and grab that. He's going to go ahead and grab that ADP. He will put the the Aurora energy on and discard that Great Catcher. And then he's going to play that second Cherish Ball, and he's going to thin his deck by just grabbing that other ADP before most likely quick balling it away into probably a Zacian, which he definitely would like to get out on the bench. And he does. Awesome. Important to note that they cannot hear me right now. The players cannot hear me, so I'm purely outside, watching in here. He's going to go ahead and play that Zacian. He does have that Air Balloon, which I believe is probably a smart play. He's going to put it on the Hoopa or the Zacian. He's got 2 switch cards in hand, so it's kind of a catch-22 here, whatever he would rather do. I think in the long run, just like that, putting the Air Balloon on the Zacian is probably a better idea. I'm debating now whether to just end his turn on Intrepid Sword, maybe switching in and then doing the Intrepid Sword, or he's going to switch in and then Dedenne out, which is actually, I think, a very interesting play. Finds a second Zacian and a spinner. At this point, he's probably really curious what is in Angel's hand, I would think. He decides to not grab the water energy and just grab 1 metal energy, which is a very interesting play. And he's just going to go ahead and research out that hand, hoping to maybe find a metal saucer or energy switch, whatever it might be. But then he's going to go ahead and end his turn, finding another Quick Ball, I believe, with a saucer and a Boss's Orders. That might be the case. It's interesting how when you Intrepid Sword, it puts the cards randomly into your hand. Like in a random order, it doesn't just put the 3 cards at the end. Always kind of an interesting thing to realize. It's Vaughn here early on. only has 23 cards left in his deck. More than half of his deck has been either played, found, or discarded. While Angel Toxic here does go ahead and Crobats up for, I believe, 5 cards, and he's going to find a Marnie after he attaches 1 extra card to that Vigavolt, looking to get that early item lock on against ADP. Can be a very powerful card against ADP in the early game. Makes it so, he cannot get those switch cards out, those energy switches, metal saucers. And if we see here after that Marnie, his hand is almost entirely item cards. But, he does have the metal energy, which is very good, and the air balloon that he attached earlier, proving to be a very important play where he can just free retreat out, attach to the ADP, and get that GX attack off. So now he's in a pretty good spot. He can Marnie next turn, hopefully find another energy for an attachment. Just start attacking and setting up his board here. So very good spot, I think, for Vaughn going into this Grand Finals match. Angel Toxic here. He's going to Electromagnetic Radar, find a Pikarom and a Dedenne. He's going to attach, he'll play that Pikarom, attach 1 energy to it, and then he's probably going to end his turn on a Dedenne, I would think, try to go through his deck a little bit, and he's going to discard some energies there. Does have the Tapu Koko Prism on the bench that he wants to use, but he only has 1 energy in his discard pile right now, or 2 maybe. Did I see 2? I'm not sure. We'll see though. I'm definitely going to want to be using that Tapu Koko Prism Star here. Ooh, and we see a Team Yell Grunt. That's actually a really great play right now. Very great play. And he's going to end his turn on the Paralyzing Bolt. Very cool play. Very cool play indeed. So now he's kind of forced to, reattach that Aura Energy while discarding the Energy Switch. And then he's going to go ahead and Marnie out, bringing Angel Toxic down from 5 cards to 4, while finding a third Zacian, 2 bosses, a Quick Bolt, and a Metal Saucer here. No real choice other than just Intrepid Sword. Does find a Metal Energy. I think attaching it to Zacian is probably the better idea. He doesn't really have too many options in this deck to use that Metal Saucer as long as that Vigavolt lock is out. So I think attaching onto the Zacians is the smart play. Since he does have a Metal Energy in hand, he wants to get those attachments off as often as possible here early in the game, to make sure that he has the energies available later in the game. However, Angel is running the 4 Crushing Hammers, so having those energies out on the board going into your opponent's turn can also be pretty scary. You don't want them to get discarded with Crushing Hammers, while that Vigavolt is, get you in the item lock because you can't Metal Saucer them back onto to Zacian. We see that Tapu Koko come out here attaching just 1 energy to the Pikarom, while he manually attaches 1 from hand. He's going to play Eldegoss, most likely finding that Marnie. Oh, he is going to find Team Yell Grunt, which is very good for him indeed, because now he's going to take off that energy from either the ADP or the Zacian, likely the ADP there. So it's looking like Vaughn won't really be able to get any attacks off with ADP here anytime soon. But at the same time, right, he's not going to be able to switch out as long as that Vigavolt is in the active spot. I think his best choice here might be to just try to boss into one of Angel's Pokemon on the bench, maybe that Bolt Thunder or whatever it might be, and then try to make it so that at least 1 turn in the next turn, Angel Toxic won't be able to get the item lock, kind of give him some breathing room. But he's going to go ahead and just end his turn by attaching another Metal Energy to ADP there, hoping to, just sort of to outlast this Vigavolt here in terms of its damage output. We're going to see another Marnie from Angel Toxic, which is huge, bringing Vaughn down from, I believe, an 11-card hand down to a 4-card hand. So definitely interesting. He does find 2 researches, though, 2 item cards that he's not going to be able to use, however. And here we go. We see our first Crushing Hammers of the Grand Finals match, and it is a heads. It is a heads. So that is going to be 3 turns in a row where energy has been, disrupted. The flow of energy has been disrupted to Vaughn, and that's going to be very scary. We see him here. He just ends his turn on Intrepid Sword. At this point, there's not how much he can do. If Angel wants, he can just attach 1 to Vigavolt and get the KO, but instead he's just going to keep Paralyzing Bolt while setting up that Pikarom, hoping to get a 2, 2 KOs in 1 attack there with the GX attack. He's going to be able to finish off that Zacian on the bench while also knocking out the Dedenne. So that's definitely his plan, and after he knocks out this ADP, he's in a pretty clear spot here to get the win. And we see just another Intrepid Sword. Not a whole lot that Vaughn can do right now. This energy denial has just been absolutely stellar from Angel Toxic. And we see, we've seen it, hammers and yell grunts and energy denial being so powerful right now in the format. And this is why, energy is basically needed, right, to to win the game, and paired with the item lock, it can be a very deadly combo. Here we see Vaughn, again, forced to just Intrepid Sword out. Nothing he can really do. He doesn't really want to attach to that ADP. It's going to get knocked out next turn. And now he's in a pretty bad spot. I don't really know what else he can do here. That GX attack is off, but at the same time, it's tough. It's really tough. I think if Angel Toxic has a boss in hand, it's pretty much game right here. So we'll see. Vaughn, of course, he doesn't have boss in hand either, and he cannot get the one-hit KO on that Pikarom, so it's looking like he'll probably go... Oh, he's going to go into his Hurt Zacian. Does have Air Balloon, so I guess it's a good pivot. Does draw into boss, actually. No Metal Energy, though, in his hand. Definitely not the best, right? I think his best choice here, honestly, and it's not a good one, is to just go ahead and boss into... Well, I guess it doesn't really matter a whole lot. I guess you just knock out this Vikavolt. He does have Stamp, which could be very good for him. Will he decide to go into the Hoopa, though? I believe this turn you might either have to Marnie out like he's doing here. Although, if I were him, I might have played... Ooh, Sticks there. We're going to have to go ahead and mute you, my man. Sorry. We are recording. All right. Sorry about that. Just a friend here hopping in to the server to watch this grand finals match like we all are right now, and he's going to get this knockout here on the Vikavolt. Now this will give him 3 prize cards, but if Angel Toxic has a boss's orders in hand, then that is game. However, if Vaughn is able to survive this turn and play boss's orders next turn, then that is also game. But we see here that Angel Toxic must have that boss's orders in hand, and he does. So that's going to be the first game here of a grand finals match, and Vaughn ends up just scooping there right before Angel can get the KO. So that is going to be a quick first round match here in this matchup at grand finals. Angel there goes up 1-0 here in the finals. Shout out to Angel getting that amazing item lock and energy denial off early in the game. Not much that you can do there playing ADPZ, so we'll see if Vaughn can maybe get a more hot start and maybe try to catch a break here in the early game. I think that if he gets an attack off with this ADP, especially if he's able to boss his orders into like a Crobat or a Dedenne, then that's going to be pretty much all he needs to get the win. So I think this matchup is really heavily dependent on the late game. We'll see what Vaughn's able to do here in this matchup. We will see. He's going to start his game off with no Pokemon, so not a great start. He's going to give Angel Toxic 1 extra card. And we'll see here what Angel is starting with this game. Will it be another Vikavolt? Or will it be... Ooh, and Vaughn starts his hand with 2 Dedennes. One's going to have to stay in the active. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. He's going to start with a Tapu Koko, actually, which is a really good pivot to start the game there. Free retreat. He's going to top deck into ADP there turn 1. And he's going to Quick Ball into Zacian, it looks like. And then he can attach and then... end his turn with the old, or he already did attach, but I guess he could just end his turn with the old Dedenne switch. And he's going to go ahead and look through his deck, he's going to figure out what these prize cards might be, think about, what the best strategy might be going into this deck. We thought, did I see that he only had 1 stamp in deck? Could 1 be prized? All energy seem to be in the deck, which is good. Yeah, so I only see 1 stamp there. Could be difficult. Definitely maybe want to save that stamp for, a rainy day here later in the game. Looks like all his Pokemon are still around. Or maybe he also has a Zacian prized. We will see. We will see. So he will play that Zacian. Dedenning out seems like the smart choice. He can always Metal Saucer if he gets one next turn. But again, he's going to be wanting to, but it's interesting, right? Because I believe he's only running 2 Dedenne in deck, right? And you're running 4 Research. He's going to end his turn on Intrepid Sword, and then try to go from there, it seems. No Water Energy that he drawed into, no switching card or anything like that, no Air Balloon. So we'll see. We'll see what the next turn means here for Vaughn. Not a perfect start here, and we'll see if Angel is able to get a good start like he did last game as well. He's going to Dedenne out a absolutely massive hand here. A lot of cards in that hand, but I think he's going to prioritize the quick acceleration. The more cards he sees, the better, I think, early in this game, especially if it's not entirely essential, right, to him. He is discarding a Crobat, Eldegoss, and another Pikarom. But for him, I think his strategy is pretty much the same as it was last game. Going second here, he's going to be able to get this Boltund off turn 1, exactly what he would like to do here going second. And he's going to get a quick couple energies onto that Pikarom. Discarding some energies as well. Maybe looking... Oh, he does find the Choo-Choo tag team there. He definitely will be looking for that Tapu Koko Prism Star. And he's going to Marnie out, actually. So I think a very solid first turn here for Angel. Let's see what he does or draws here with the Marnie. It's Vaughn gets an Aurora Energy and a Crobat and a Zacian, so definitely the ability to attach onto that ADP this coming turn, and then Crobat out for perhaps some cards to help him switch. Top deck's another Metal Energy. He's going to discard one, attach he's going to play down the Zacian. He's going to Crobat out, does find a switch card, and 2 Cherish Balls as well. Cherish Ball might actually be pretty good for him right now, to Mawile GX, but he's going to wait, and he's going to get that GX attack off this turn. Now, right now, he's hoping that Vaughn or Angel isn't able to get this energy denial off, but here comes the hammer, and that's Tails. That's a big Tails. Very big Tails. Very big Tails indeed. The problem here with Vaughn is that he's got, actually he does have a Dedenne still in deck, so you can Cherish Ball for Dedenne next turn. Might be really good. You can also Metal Saucer onto his Zacian if he feels. You can attach that Metal Energy to ADP. Perhaps, try to draw into a boss and then get a really good, really nice GX attack off. So I think he's in a pretty good spot right now. We'll see if he's able to find that boss's orders this turn. That could really be the difference when it comes to winning this game. He's going to find 1 ADP, thin his deck out a little bit. There is 4 bosses in deck still, so that is definitely something that he wants, and a Great Catcher as well. So plenty of chances for him to find this boss's orders. We will see, though. We will see if he can find it with the Crobat. And again, he does have 2 Cherish Balls in hand, so it might be good to go ahead and grab that ADP before you Dedenne out, because it's not really needed, right? So thinning your deck, always a good idea. And then also playing that Reset Stamp this turn might also be good as well. Just dropping your opponent down one card, but making sure that you draw 1 extra card with Crobat. We'll see here. He's going to go ahead and look through his deck just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Really kind of thinking, And here it comes. Here it comes here. I think all of these cards that you can play, you just play them. Reset Stamp, I think you just play it. I don't really see why not, It's going to get discarded anyway. Not ideal, but better than nothing. Do we see a boss's orders? We do not. Very unfortunate indeed. Very unfortunate indeed. And he's going to go ahead and Marnie. Going to hope for that Great Catcher. No Great Catcher, but he does find 2 boss. So you hate to see it, man. Definitely hate to see it. Can definitely be pretty frustrating when you're playing these games. And he's just going to get it and pop off for 180 on this Boltund. Going to get that energy onto his Zacians, but this ADP will most likely get knocked out this coming turn. And if Toxic wants to, he's going to be able to attach to Pikarom, retreat out into Pikarom, knock out this ADP while also accelerating 3 energies to whichever Pokemon that he'd like. Now, I believe that the Pikarom needs a Big Charm to live a Brave Blade from an ADP boosted Zacian. So we'll see if Angel Toxic has the Big Charm in hand. If he doesn't, then it might not be worth going into that Pikarom this turn. It might be worth just getting the KO there with Boltund. However, Vaughn does have boss's orders in hand. So even if this ADP gets knocked out, keep in mind, he does find Dedenne, though. So we'll see what's going to get a fresh 6 new cards. Now, do we see the Big Charm? I think the Big Charm wins him the game right now, to be completely honest. Having 2 bosses in hand, very good for Vaughn right now. But, of course, there's always Crushing Hammers. And that could also be really impactful right now in this matchup. So let's see. It's coming right down to the wire. Is Angel Toxic going to get a clean 2-game sweep here in Grand Finals, becoming our Chill Series number 8 champion? Or is Vaughn going to be able to squeak out a Game 3? We see a Team Yellgrunt, and he's going to get rid of that 1 energy on the second zacian there. And that ADP is going to get knocked out. I think Vaughn's priority right now is getting rid of that Pikarom, making sure that Angel is not going to be able to, take those 4 prizes, or take all 3 of those prizes in 1 turn. So we're going to see him boss into it. Very smart here. Going to be just enough to get the KO, I believe. Or is it, does Pikarom resist metal by 30 or 20? I think it's 20. It is. Okay, cool. So that's going to be a nice 4 prizes for Vaughn here. Might even be finding some very useful cards. And now he's in a very good predicament. He's in a very safe spot right now. All he needs is like a metal saucer, or anything of the such, or some switching capabilities. He does find Air Balloon in his switch card. I think Vaughn's in a good spot right now. I think Vaughn is in a very good spot, because, no matter what, he should be living this turn from anything that Toxic is going to be able to throw at him. And then after that, he should be able to, to get everything he needs to get another KO. Of course, everything on Angel Toxic's bench right now gets knocked out by zacian, but we do see a reset stamp, bringing Vaughn down to 2 cards, but he gets 2 metal saucers. That's super clutch. That is insanely clutch. That's actually crazy. Vaughn might be cracking a smile right now. Just look at him, like right there in his profile, in the bottom right. That's Vaughn. That's how he looks like right now. He's smirking. He's like, I know what it is. And we see a Vikavolt here, actually. And this is clutch. So it looks like Vaughn actually is going to perhaps be able to get the item lock off this turn, and he is. And this could be the difference, actually. I didn't really anticipate, going into Vikavolt turn 1 on the setup, but this is going to be super clutch. This is super clutch because now, he's item locked and he's going to be forced. Actually, I think he wins either way, because either Vaughn here, he gets the KO with Vikavolt, but removes the item lock, and Vaughn can just double metal saucer. Ooh, that crushing hammers, man, that was so clutch. Holy cow. Now Vaughn needs some way to find another energy. He needs it, but I guess he can quick ball. Does he run Eldegoss in his list? He is, so I guess he can quick ball for Goss. Ooh, and we see a Marnie anyway. I don't know if Angel Toxic knows it, but he's really toying with Vaughn right now. This is absolutely killer. Absolutely killer. And we see him get the KO. Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. This is going down to the wire. But you know what? I think Vaughn still can still do this. He's going to go into the Crobat. Smart play. Draws a water energy. Not ideal at all. And he's going to be forced to just research out. And he finds 1 saucer. 1 metal energy. But it's not going to be enough. He might be, it might be smart for him to actually, and he's all out of metal energies as well, so relying on grabbing those other metal saucers. It might be worth it to him right now to play that Mawile GX, just to get an idea of what's in his opponent's hand, and he is going to do that. No Pokemon, but he does see a bunch of item cards that could very well be very useful to Vaughn or to Angel. So, very stressful indeed. Very stressful indeed. Did we see an energy switch, though? Because if we did, that's game. we do see an energy switch and an energy in hand. So that's going to be the game. He's going to be able to just double attach here to Vigavolt and get the KO here on this Crobat. Or was there not an energy in hand? There might have not been. More hammerheads. Oof, man. The hammerhead sharks are deadly tonight, man. Absolutely deadly. And we see the big charm on Vigavolt going to be extending that HP outside of... Oh, actually, no, it's not. He's still getting KO'd by zacian, I believe. Both players in a very interesting predicament here. Now, it's all about this top deck. Ooh, but he does get the item walk off. Man, I don't know, man. You know, I really don't know. I think he's forced to just attach and go into... but he can't go into Zacian because he needs the Metal Saucer onto Zacian. And he can't really go into Mawile or any of the other Pokemon because... yeah, they're at risk of getting KO'd. We see a big charm, which could actually be really clutch. And he's going to retreat into the Zacian. And end his turn on Intrepid Sword. It's not looking good for Vaughn right now. Definitely not looking good for Vaughn. But Angel Toxic, you know, he might be running low on energies. We see it well played. And that is going to be it. Man, you know, you hate to see it, boys. But that is going to be it. All right, Pikarom hammers. That's going to be it for our Chill Series 8 Grand Finals, man. Maybe a little bit of salt there from Vaughn, but you know what? Pikarom hammers. It's gonna bring the salt no matter what happens. Big shout out to Angel Aranibar for making or for becoming the Chill Series number 8 champion. Shout out to Vaughn for making it to the finals. And we see just an absolutely fast-paced, deadly game there from Angel Toxic. So congratulations, man, on being the Chill Series number 8 champion. And I look forward to interviewing you, perhaps, or maybe doing a video about your deck list specifically, man. So that's gonna wrap it up, guys. I hope you enjoyed the grand finals here. I hope everyone who played in the Chill Series number 8 enjoyed the tournament. I had a whole lot of fun. It was a great turnout. And that's gonna do it for me. So see you guys soon.